All right. Rudy. Where's Rudy? Yeah, Rudy, come on up. We'll give you a free drink. I should have told you that before, so I get more names. Okay.
That's a 3 minute?
Yeah. At 5 minutes, we just throw you over. Yeah.
And when do I start? Now. All right. All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rudy, and this is a love story between a sister and a brother. Thank you very much. Between a sister and a brother, my sister Janice and myself. My sister Janice is a double kidney transplant recipient. She had her first kidney transplant at 17. My brother and my sister and I all tested to see if we become donors for her first kidney. And also my mother did. My mother was the most compatible, and she was chosen to be the donor. That kidney lasted for almost 20 years. And when it gave out, we all told my mother she must have gave Janice her bad kidney. And it would make my mother very sad. But over the years, my sister Janice would have to, after she lost the first kidney, she was on dialysis 3 times a week, where they would hook her up to a machine and her blood would go from her body, washed and then cleaned. She was also having to drink no more than a can of Coke, of water, to keep her liquid intake down. Over the years, between the medicines and between waiting for a kidney, my sister Janice would have some bad days sometimes. And I would call her on the phone and I would say, "Jan, how you doing?" She says, "Well, I can't tell anyone because every time I tell them I'm having a bad day, they all get upset with me and they tell me, you can't have a bad day. You got to be up. You got to be up and spirited and to fight this off." She says, "But sometimes I just have to have a bad day." So my sister and I, we created this love and this bond. It was 3,000 miles apart. She lived in Florida. I lived in California. And the agreement we had, if my sister Janice needed a bad day, we could have the bad day on the phone. I'd call her up and say, "Jan, how you doing?" She says, "You know, I'm having a bad day today." And I said, "Okay, let's have a bad day today, but tomorrow you kick ass." And that's how it went, year after year. She waited for this kidney, the new kidney, but what would happen would be she would get sick, so then she would get off the list. Her bones became brittle and fragile because of all the cortisones and medicines and drugs she was on. And then she would be off the list again because she would break a leg or something would happen. Finally, she was a recipient again for a kidney. And she did get a kidney, and it was coming from North Carolina. Now, believe it or not, this kidney was late. You think about waiting for an airplane, it got held up, and the kidney was late. It came to Florida where the operation was performed. It was a cold kidney, so it took a little bit longer than normal to become part of her body and one of her. And I had called her afterwards, and this bond that we had grown together over the years, she gave me 5 words. And when she gave me the 5 words, it was like I was right next to her. And she was in a whisper. And she just said, "I just want to live." And when she said that, it was like I was sitting right next to her. And that's the love between a brother and a sister. Thank you.